Hello and welcome to today's session. In today's session, we're going to talk about the next generation search for digital experiences, enhanced search, recommendation, and personalization for your digital infrastructure. This ever-changing and competitive landscape has only been amplified this year. We've seen an increase in digital exposure across every business industry. Content research, retail, commerce have all been impacted by this increase in traffic. Your customers have choices. This also means that there's an increase in competition for your customers' time. Your digital experience and platform and the ability to find results is more important than ever for your digital business. Why? 50 milliseconds. That's all it takes according to a recent study to make a good impression of your website. If not, the prospect will leave forever. Also, if the prospect cannot find what they're looking for, they cannot buy it. That's why this enhanced digital experience is imperative for your prospect's journey. In this session, we will be covering how to maximize your digital experience across your ecosystem, how to leverage personalization and recommendation, explain why normalization, enriching, and enhancing data drives better conversions, and discuss real-world problems with proven results. Let's get started. But before we get started, let me introduce myself. As Vice President of Marketing, I've built a career in creating technology and business digital transformation solutions. I bring a depth of experience in technology marketing, business strategy, and general management while delivering real-world solutions that exceed our customers' expectations. Throughout my career, I have delivered go-to-market strategies and new routes to market, expanding and developing partner ecosystems, and achieving positive business results throughout execution of strategic plans. In my previous roles, I was head of product marketing and partner alliances at both large corporations as well as startup environments. I leverage my business and technical skills to understand the customers' and partners' needs while understanding the impact of the organizations. With that, I'm excited to take you through today's session on Hawksearch. Today, we will cover the search opportunity, the next generation of search, and what that means to you, maximizing your digital experience and real-world examples, leveraging personalization and recommendation, and talking about normalization and enriching and enhancing data, and why Hawksearch is the only and best search solution you will need. And then we'll finish up the presentation today with key takeaways and next steps. With that, let's get started on the presentation. As we may know, search started early in the 90s. This was the start of an evolution that provided fast, relevant search data from across the web and various federated systems. This was a big deal. There was several television shows about this evolution, and every company wanted a piece of it, right? At the time this went on, search continued to evolve. Web search became more enhanced, and the introduction of SEO and search engine optimization really started to take off. As websites started to grow, the need for on-site search became more apparent. Providing a dedicated search to businesses was not only nice, but it became mainstream. Search led to ROI of sites, and now the evolution continues to introduction of AI, machine learning, and recommendations. Search is important, right? This study points out that search often doesn't work very well. Interestingly enough, search is often critical to the success of most commerce websites. When we focus on search, and why should we focus on search, it really does come down to the fact that if you can't find it, you can't buy it, right? And when we see these stats in front of us here, that 16% of e-commerce websites do not support searches by product name or model number, or 60% do not support searches because they don't have symbols, or they have symbols in them, or they don't do unit of measure very well. These are challenges, right? Especially when you're looking at commerce sites like a home goods type of store where you're trying to find something of unit of measure, for example, like you're trying to find 12 inches or 1 foot. Those two should return the same results. And we'll talk more about that as we go through the presentation and unwind that a little bit more. But also other reasons to focus on search is, there's greater conversions when you're looking at search. Versus navigation alone. 84% of Americans admit to making impulse purchases. Well, without having the proper recommendations that go along with search, it is very difficult for that commerce site to continue to grow and build that cart size larger, because you want to have the relevant recommendations that go along with the item that the person is looking for. And then this other stat here, 2x, those who use on-site search are 2 times more likely to make a purchase. So when they make the search and they do a search result, they're more likely to make that purchase. So search is a key factor, as we point out here, right? As we look at how search is incorporated in the decision-making process or the customer journey, it definitely becomes a key factor in the journey. And when we look at the key factors in the journey, there's so much more to it, right? When we look at how to mix and match strategies, right? We're looking at what's in the cart, what has been purchased, what have they viewed before, right? And what's also been viewed. These are the types of things when we look at recommendations that are a key fit for that customer's journey. If they, when they come to finding information, the businesses can mix and match different strategies. And site search is more than just search, right? It's more than just search. It's recommendations, as you can see here. And this can be considered search 2.0, right? You can look at recommendations and think about it as the next generation, or next version of search. These strategies are driving results for the businesses. And intelligent search is more than just basic search, right? When we look at it, intelligent search offers so much more than just your traditional table stakes that you get with traditional search. So products like Azure Search or Elastic or Lucene, basic search tools that, these are often products that have a level of business requirements to meet the goals, but they just don't offer that next generation or that next level to meet those extended goals or those real goals that businesses want to achieve. So let's examine some real world use cases as we talk about this. As we examine some of these real world use cases, look at how search makes a difference, right? When we look at these examples here, we can see that these clients are using advanced search, advanced intelligent search to increase their growth and their conversions, right? We see 20% growth in revenue and quantity, right? 6.3% increase in conversions from fast signs, right? We see 15% increase in new users and decrease in bounce rates, because people are finding what they're looking for. They're experiencing their positive result. And then if we look at State Electric, we see 11,000 landing pages that were used in order to produce the results that they were looking for. And with State Electric, this example, if you're not familiar with State Electric, since 1952, State Electric Company has been an industry leader in a full line of electrical supply and distributor consultants, right? They have an organization of 40 locations operating in 7 states that handle every kind of electrical product, heavy commercial application for residential lighting and such. So there's a lot of items, and their website has 60,000 skewed items across their website. They're known for outstanding service and grow their business. But they had a challenge, right? And the challenge they ran into was electrical supply products. By the nature, they involve an enormous level of detail regarding their specifications, right? So in light of this, the organization wanted an online presence to grow, right? It was clear that in order to get this success, they, as an e-commerce retailer, some challenges would need to overcome. They needed to avoid shopper frustration stemming from the inability to find stuff. They needed to find search solution that would give them visitor site statistics and the ability to find page information across thousands of products and have many different varieties in how these products would work with different user formats and provide accurate search results. They also needed to overcome to secure a robust marketing workbench with an effective merchandising tool, right? They needed some way to do the boost and bury when those products were available. They needed to show this, right? They also wanted partners to partner with search organizations that had the same outstanding customer service philosophy as they do, right? So the solution that they ended up with was they reviewed the capabilities of a lot of different search companies out there, Then they were, again, replacing their own. As you can see on this quote, they were replacing their own, and they wanted to make sure that what they were replacing was not going to be a short-term solution. They wanted to make sure that they had a real-world solution that was going to solve their problems. And they went with Hawksearch, right? And because they went with Hawksearch, you can see they speak very positively of us. And the reason why they did this was because it's extremely accurate for search results, making powerful marketing workbench, and also effectively using facets for the site's category navigation. All of these things really played into the solution. So when they looked at all of these areas, they're looking at 6,000 plus individual data fields that they were trying to utilize, with 11,000 different landing pages and 24,000 site visitors per month. So Hawksearch was implemented on State Electric's site, and they experienced these positive results. They really wanted to drive these positive results. So online shoppers now enjoy a much better and more intuitive way to do a user-friendly search experience by using features like autocomplete, smart autocomplete, where if the feature takes the guesswork out of how search terms can be phrased, Hawksearch can deliver those extremely accurate and relevant search terms in easy to use format. The tool also provided State Electric with the enabling visitors to simply search through and navigate categories, and then drill down by furthering by facets and using price and brand and size and application and so much more that they were looking for. They were recognizing that synonyms were also part of the search strategy, right? So when they put all of this together, the Hawksearch merchandising workbench enabled State Electric to fully utilize things like boost and bury rules or pinning and bannering campaigns to highlight the focus to visitors' attention and of certain products that they were looking for, right? Hawksearch visibility rules enables State Electric to not only show what the product that the client was looking for, but also showing specific products based on region, inventory status, manufacturer territory, sales agreements, and so on. So Hawksearch continues to provide outstanding customer support, also that aligned with State Electric's support model. This is incredibly important. So this real life use case shows how search is not just search. Search really enhances the success and the ROI of businesses today. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation that, there was a lot of TV shows and such around search and how important it was. And just like this TV show, Halt and Catch Fire, they recognize the importance of these algorithms and these analyzers that are needed for success. In this TV show, Comet was a technology and Rover was another, okay? And what happened was Comet actually was using Rival's Rover technology to augment and enhance their search results. They did that because it was better and faster for their results, for their customers that they were trying to achieve. Many commerce, content, and websites will augment their standard search or the traditional search in favor of something like Hawksearch. Why? Because standard search does not always offer or provide the results needed. Plus, the standard search does not offer suggestions, recommendations, personalization, or normalization of data for the best possible results. Hawksearch is the only search recommendations and facet navigation platform that solves the problems of complex data found in aggregated high-volume SKUs for B2B and B2C environments. We increase ROI by delivering the right product to the right consumer at the right time. We have built this product in this company that leverages AI for driving success, recommendations and personalization platform that really drives those results, using those filters and facets, using the analytics, and using the different analyzers to produce those results. Founded in 2012, we have accelerated the growth and delivery for our clients, where we have over 1,500 implementations, 40 million search performed daily, and we're platform agnostic. This is incredibly important because when you're looking at the different products in your ecosystem, the RESTful API integration allows you to integrate across the different technologies in your environment. We have the best out-of-the-box features and with one license. And we were recognized 2 years in a row by the fastest growing company. So we're really, really excited. We're happy to be here, and we want to talk to you more about how we can help you with your deployment. So where search makes an impact, we talked about all these different ways and reasons and stats and challenges that we've seen. And these companies here that you see are many of the companies that leverage search in ways that enhance and augment their existing environment today, because that augmentation really helps them drive for success and meeting their business goals. And as we look at why Hawksearch is the best and only search, well, it's the only search because it provides the only unified search recommendation and data normalization for complex e-commerce. It's the best because it's given our easiest way to provide rich features for complex environments. So what can you do with Hawksearch? Well, you can do real machine learning, right? And real machine learning means that you can do search for behavior that every visitor, interactions, click on and abandon carts, as well as track and analyze to maximize conversions on e-commerce sites. We have unmatched relevancy control, and that means that we have the ability to increase the weight of auto generation for popularity in place of relevancy to impact the results shown to the customer. That way, if they're looking for something, we can give them more for it, and we can show more of what they're looking for so they can purchase more across your site. Our technology stack is a SaaS-based approach that fits the needs for most B2C and B2B e-commerce, content publishers, and enterprise application solutions. It fits the flexibility to meet and is configurable to meet your business needs. We also improve how your customers can search today. Hawksearch provides the best on-site search tool that are the building blocks for delivering personalization, accurate, and relevant results. So how do we do this? Well, it's not that complex if you look at it in the lens of this orbital, right? We offer a robust configuration of different ways across the platform. And the power of the platform is viewed on this orbital chart, right? We call it the orbital because we look at the platform in the center and all the technologies that meet around the center of this chart, right? So when we look at this orbital, it's easy to see each element and how those elements work with one another and how they deliver a complete solution for federated data sources. So Hawksearch includes this dynamic marketing. It also includes relevancy tuning as smart insights and SEO influencer and smart autocomplete and so much more, reporting and delivering different methodologies on how to deliver. It's really out there, but Search Information Manager is one of the key things that makes us unique and drives us to success for a lot of these different augmented search solutions that show those results we were talking about earlier in the presentation today. So innovative search experience, well, you know, when we talk about the only and the best, right? We talk about recommendations and data normalization for complex e-commerce. That just means that there's so much depth to a lot of different e-commerce sites that you really need to have a search engine that allows you to go in and customize how that search is being presented back, how that data is being presented back across federated sources, across different systems of record in your ecosystem, and then also be able to deliver those different systems, different data results to the systems of engagement that are requesting the data. The best part is when we give the easy to use enriched features for complex environments. It makes the complexity of finding all this information and providing it in an easy to use way that's good for businesses to drive and make simple changes to increase those results. Hawksearch remains to focus on marketing and merchandisers, but also has the developers in mind. So as I mentioned earlier, those REST API calls for the developer to integrate across their business ecosystem, but also providing the marketing and merchandiser dashboard so you can go in and make those necessary changes as your business requires those changes to occur. Businesses often run into challenges when promoting content items in inventory or promotions. But one way to leverage this is to leverage Boost and Bury, right? And Boost and Bury allows you to make sure certain items are more promoted than others in certain results. So if somebody's looking for ways to, say they're looking for shoes, they may want socks to go with it. You might want to boost that, right? But there's also different things like sizes and colors and facets and all sorts of things that you want to look at. But one way to leverage is these boost and berries. But by understanding how the items are performing across the site is key for the marketing department and the business overall to make the appropriate adjustments, right? The user-friendly interface, as you can see here, is provides businesses and business users ways to dramatically adjust values as they see the content and how the content is performing. This is also key for developers as they can integrate across the system, across the ecosystem. As I previously mentioned, this integration provides a holistic view on how the content is performing. So this image here is showing one way of reports. So you can do funnel analysis, you can get intelligent insights, you can do conversion tracking, and you can also have this user-friendly interface to allow you for that simple, easy to use way of delivering. And when we look at how robust the platform is, search is more than just search, as you can see here, right? We discussed that earlier as intelligence is key part of the story, but a full featured functionality that introduces the digital experience allows for better customer journey. So when they have access, your business has access to these functions, the customer will have a better experience across their journey. Functionality such as relevancy tuning or autocomplete or guided navigation, these will allow the business to react to the customer's engagement on the site. The results and recommendations should leave the customer with the expectation that they not only found what they're looking for, but also the insights to other content and products and offerings that the customer may not even thought about. And that will help grow the business's cart size, as well as grow the business overall. This information can be shared across different federated sources and then utilized from those different systems of record to different systems of engagement. So this is my favorite slide by far. I love talking about this slide because it looks super complex on the right side of it, but it's not. It really, what it really is doing here is it's explaining the platform and the depth of the platform and the power of the platform and what you can see. What you see here is federated sources. So if you're looking at the bottom part of this slide, you see the bottom right, you'll see all these different federated sources that are part of the story. And their maximized information that's pulled from these sources is key to the response, right? So these systems of record at the bottom of the slide are used for the data that we're trying to provide to the systems of engagement that are listed at the top of the slide, right? So you have API calls, you have websites, you have mobile applications, you have all different things that are engaging at the top on the slide. The federated search results that you get out of the system of engagement is not only meant to be relevant to the request, but also personalized with the relevant recommendations. And what you see in the middle of this slide, or this middle of this picture, is the platform. So you have on either side, you have the interface for the marketing or the business line to come in and work with your technology. But the power of the platform in the center shows how search and relevancy tuning, as well as personalization and autocomplete and all the functionality that's built in there is built in a way that provides the most effective results for the requests that are coming in from those systems of engagement. And Hawksearch the Hawksearch platform itself interacts with the systems of engagement by gathering data from federated sources and applies the appropriate analyzers that normalize, cleanse, and enrich the process of the request. So if you're normalizing and enriching that information, then you can provide those results back the way normal people would react with or act with that request. So this is incredibly important because that data then is leveraged and used by machine learning and artificial intelligence to gather the appropriate data based on the results that are provided. This learning occurs by understanding the request and responding to the matched results that the person is asking for. Our analyzers can be applied for the data for the product comparison and a SKU grid that's listed in here that you can see in the middle as well. That allows for SKUs to be properly identified. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And you can do mapping of different SKUs as well as customized widgets. These analyzers are an important part of the digital experience and the customer's overall journey. For example, we can apply variant logic, right? Variant logic is another technology that we have that's unique to us. We can apply this variant logic to a product catalog and provide that parent-child relationship between the product, the style, the customization, like offering socks with shoes, as an example, as we talked about earlier, and also offering certain styles and certain colors and sizes. But these are a few examples of how the Hawksearch platform enriches the customer's digital experience across their journey. Really, really powerful stuff, really exciting. We want to show this to you because this is something that we believe once you see it, you won't want to not try it. I mean, it's really a powerful system and a powerful tool. And I mentioned variant logic, right? And variant logic, again, this is something that when you kind of somewhat take for granted when you're doing a search on a site. Say in this example, we're searching for a red couch. When we use the variant logic technology, we have the ability to provide you with the accurate responses. So it sounds simple, but it's not, right? Because try it. I challenge you to try and go to a website and type in, try to type in looking for a specific item like a red couch. Without variant logic, you may receive results that don't have anything to do with your search request, right? So what we're seeing here is that we're asking for red couch, and without variant logic, we receive couches because the keyword couch was picked up, but not the elements that make up the request that the user is looking for. So that's a big part of one of the technologies that enhances the digital experience. Another technology that we really find powerful as a unique differentiator, and I'm just going over a few of them so you have a good kind of understanding of the platform itself, but it's an easy compare configurator. This SKU grid or SKU configurator allows us to go in and compare, understand when shoppers are looking for different products across the brand, they're looking for different ways to decide which product is the best one for them. Part of what we can do with our search technology is compare those tools, provide a quick insights in the field so the tool can show and produce these results right on the customer's site or right on your website so the customers can see it. And that's an incredible, powerful thing because what we're doing is we're looking at like products and matching up the SKUs appropriately so the customer can make the decision based on what they're looking for. The next technology that I wanted to briefly chat about is the ability of our Search Information Management product. Search Information Manager is the ability to basically take data and normalize that data, but also enrich it by using our processors to provide the best results back. Meaning that when you look at technologies and you look at some sites, so we'll use the example of, unit of measure, right? Or data conversion or search interpretation, right? These are different ways that people will normally go in and search for whatever they're looking for, right? But the product and the converting the data must be done by the search engine. That has to be done somewhere, whether it's a PIM or a search engine, but the PIMs are not configured into the depth that the search comes through. So this information helps and augments PIMs, but also allows for websites to normalize the requests that come in, use those analyzers, use the filters appropriately, and then produce the results that we're looking for. So a simple way to kind of view it, real simple, is we take these analyzers, we take the data analyzers, and then we put it together and we index the database. And by doing that, we're able to use that SIM AI at its core and then process this information and make a normalized indexed in the database to show that result to the client. So very powerful, and I did a very high level overview, but we are extremely excited about this. We're extremely happy. We want to take this to show you and show it to you, put it on your website to show you how this works. So let us know if you really want to have a quick discussion about how this works, but also how this can augment your business and your clients' businesses as well. So we're coming to our end, but before we come to our end, I want to talk about some takeaways and some next steps. One of the things we talked about during this presentation, or a couple of things we talked about here, listed here, is the power of search. And when we talk about the power of search, what I'm hoping you're walking away with is, the size of the website doesn't matter. The goal is to help users find what they're looking for and produce the right results for the digital experience for that client. Search and recommendations is the next generation, right? So search recommendations is search 2.0. If you don't have recommendations at this point, your search is not really meeting the need. It won't be meeting the need. And as search and web and content management systems evolve, AI intelligence sources will just continue to evolve and drive those recommendations to produce those results. This creates intelligence and for the ideas, and also this is why it should be on one platform, right? It really needs to be delivered on one platform because recommendations and search go together with one another. That normalization and enrichment, is the way that we take that data and work that human element into that data, right? Working with the client to make sure that they're getting the results they're looking for, but also providing the responses based on what they ask for, regardless how they ask for it. So say you're working with a team of people and 3 or 4 people put in a request for something, they may enter it 3 different ways, but the search result needs to be the same. So that's incredibly important. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was really we're putting search in the marketer's hands, right? Marketing really needs to be able to dynamically adjust and move based on the needs of what the business is, what's happening in the business. If the marketing team cannot do the boost and bury or amplify what's happening for promotions or content or whatever, that's a challenge. And if they have to put tickets in to do that, that's going to slow down the whole process. This tool allows you to do this yourself by putting the business unit in charge of their results. And I hope you enjoyed this session today. I'm leaving up this slide here to provide some recent blog posts that I've done and also that Hawksearch has done that really show how we can do different technologies that we talked about, why the results that we talked about today matter. And then also, if you want to take that next step, we love to show you a demo. If you go to our schedule a demo page, you can see a little bit more about us. You can see a video on us and really just understand why Hawksearch is the next generation of search for your platform and why we're happy to be here for you and delight your customers. So with that, I'd like to thank you for your time and thank you for listening to my session today. Have a great day.